There's a new 4 Horsemen cheese strategy that's gonna absolutely make it so that you kill this boss faster. To do more DPS in general, it's always gonna help out to actually have a faster kill time. And today we're gonna talk about a new strategy you can employ, of course, to actually do that. And I got this strategy actually from None of the Above when they were doing their world record speedrun earlier today, which was the world record. They actually had pace for 2 world records. Huge congrats to them. And I watched from the POV of my boy Takenote. So I would massively suggest, if you want to watch the run, to check out him over on Twitch as well as over on YouTube. So massive congrats one more time to None of the Above. And the strategy we're going to talk about today is actually going to be a Zaliek burn strategy. Zaliek is the boss that you usually kill the last in the 4 Horsemen encounter. It's the boss that's back here in the back right corner, where you always have some people run in and too many people be a little bit too close and you'll die to the chain lightning. He casts a chain lightning, which is actually more of a chain holy light that bounces to every single different mob, that every time it bounces to a new person, it actually increases the amount of damage it does, meaning it will one-shot people after it starts bouncing between too many people, and it could wipe out half of your raid quite easily. This is the boss you usually kill last. Instead, we're actually going to now be burning this boss right away, which means you're gonna precast on Zaliek and then instantly use Bloodlust right as it's in position, and then burn this boss before it actually has the chance to even cast that chain lightning ability, which will actually happen 20 seconds into the encounter. So you have 20 full seconds to actually burn this boss initially right in its normal position and then move on to the next ones, which will make it a lot faster again, guys, for you to kill this boss. And it's gonna be a lot harder if you don't do this strategy soon moving forward to actually be able to get those 99 and 100 parses. Now, the next thing that is huge again is that there's usually a lot of downtime on this fight. So now we actually don't need to have any downtime running between bosses, because while you're moving over to Lady Blamau in this back left corner, you're actually kiting the normal bosses, the other 2 from the very front, Thane Cortez and Baron Rivendell. So you're still DPSing the entire time, and you pretty much have no downtime other than movement at all to actually continue DPSing. This is gonna massively increase the DPS that you're gonna be able to output in this encounter, and it's gonna cause some phenomenal parses. Now, there's one more thing I need to warn you guys about if you're gonna go in and try this strategy, which I highly suggest you all do. And that is gonna be to actually watch out for the meteor and maybe even another stack before you actually kite the next 2 bosses, the ones from the front, all the way over to the left side. You'll notice that they actually wait for a meteor to go out, and you stay stacked up for this because the spreaded out damage makes the meteors obviously hit for a lot less damage. It's kind of spread between everybody that's hit by it. If you are individually out and you get hit by this, you might die, or if there's only a couple people kind of spread out. So if you kite the boss too early, it's gonna leave some people in the middle of the cast and they could easily die. So make sure you watch out for that before you actually drag yourself and the other bosses over to this boss in the back and kill them all together. Now, this is gonna be a huge DPS increase for pretty much everyone when dealing with this fight, especially melee, but you're gonna kill the boss a lot faster than you were beforehand. You no longer have that stopgap of having to wait for everybody to run into Zaliek, see if you're gonna chain lightning and kill the entire raid, and also decide who's gonna be able to DPS the boss. And you have no downtime between fighting any of the bosses in general. Now, if you do want to see my breakdown of this entire run, then you can actually check it out on the channel memberships if you join the channel memberships on the channel. The reason why I'm doing that is pretty much because I feel like I would overflow the channel with speedrun content, and I really want you guys always to see my breakdowns of these runs if you miss them over on Twitch. So I will be releasing as many as I can over in the channel memberships, which you can, of course, make sure you click a link in the description and you can join those. Huge shout out to Noda for getting the world record. If you want to check out the full runs from Takenote's POV, I'll have his links in the description. He is phenomenal and one of the best warlocks in the game, just a phenomenal player all around. So make sure you check that out. Lastly, I do want to say, if you like podcasts at all and you haven't already, you can check out my podcast, The Classic Life, with myself and my boy Crix, over on any of the websites that now have podcasts. This is Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes, all of them now have the podcast up there, and you can just go in and binge some of the episodes. I'm gonna be uploading them as often as I can. Thanks everyone for watching. If you wanna see more strategies, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all on the next one.